You're supposed to say Q.
Oh.
Cue the music.
Action.
We should have one of those people snap.
Yeah, we should. Welcome to another episode of Bourbon and Bachelors Podcast. Season 7, Episode 6. Is that right, Slow?
Six.
I'm Hound Dog along with my cohorts, Slow Ride, Dobie Dog, and the Rodinator. What's up, fellas?
Hey, which one of our friends couldn't say six? They always said six.
Barney.
Yeah.
Was it
Barney?
Yeah, Barney.
Barney.
Yeah.
What do you have, ellipse,
Yeah.
whatever it's called?
We give them hell to go through Wendy's. We go through Wendy's and say, can you beat that?
Hey, I keep up with him on Facebook. Barnes from the old Gastonia PD.
Yeah.
He's
He
doing real well.
Somewhere, right?
he explained that to me one time about the way he talks. He said it's because his tongue is a quarter inch too big.
For his head. Have you seen his head? It can't be.
That's just what he said a long time ago.
Hey, Barney, we love you, brother. Hope you're listening to us.
There's a lot of jokes that could come flowing from that one, but I'm going to leave it
Oh,
alone.
damn, Rod, you disappoint.
Yeah, what changed?
Okay, the ladies must love him.
Hey, his forehead is bigger than Rod's with no hair, and he's 5'8".
Yeah.
Whoa. And he's got an extra large tongue. Forehead and tongue.
And during a SWAT competition, he shot himself once in the leg.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
He did.
True
Lord.
story.
Yeah.
True story.
In and
Oh,
out.
man. He sounds like a lot of fun to hang out with.
I like old Barney.
Oh, he is. He's a great
Somewhere
guy.
up in your neck of the woods, isn't he, Steve? Ain't he slow?
Yeah, Haywood County, I think, is where he's at.
Yeah, Haywood County. I think he's a deputy up there.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yep.
Are we doing all right?
Yeah, doing good, man.
Man,
Good. Doing
what's on
good.
tap for tonight, man?
Oh, you know what the great thing about this show is, the badge part of the show? There's always some bullshit going on all over the fucking country. There's always stuff to talk about, reference to law enforcement. But anyway, so we got several things. I don't know if we'll get to all of them today, but we'll start out with arrested somebody in Texas, a Chilean. He's from Chile. Was arrested with a jamming device that disables officers' communications. So we're going to kind of talk about that officer safety issue. You know, the one sure way to defeat an enemy is to cut off all communications, right?
Man,
Whether it's war or whatever.
You wouldn't think.
We can't talk. Yeah.
You would think civilians have that on the 800 megahertz thing now that they could
Yeah,
on
but
civilian
if
level.
he was an illegal immigrant from Chile, who sent him through?
Yeah. Who sent him through?
And why they get their own restaurant?
I don't know. Yeah. Also, we got a inmate who got an 86-month prison sentence hiding heroin in Bibles. Now, guys, come on. I mean, I understand the criminal element, but I mean, the Bible should be off. Bible should be off limit. But then again, in what was that movie where the guy escaped out the pipe? He was in prison for years. Andy Dufresne.
Oh, Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. He hit his
That was a good movie.
rock hammer in the
That was a
Bible.
Great.
You know, I
You remember that?
I've never seen that
He hit
movie.
the rock hammer in the Bible.
I've never watched that movie.
Oh,
you gotta see it.
I've never seen it.
Oh.
Good. It's
Morgan
one of the best
Freeman.
movies I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
it's old
Yeah,
enough. It'll be
it's
on
good.
any platform out there. You'll find it for free.
You would love
It's
it,
a
man.
long movie.
You'd love it. It's good as shit.
It's a long movie.
Yeah.
So that's based on a true story.
Oh, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that. I'm just saying he used the Bible to hide his rock hammer, just like this lady used her Bible to hide the cocaine. I said, maybe we should leave Bibles out of it, for God's sakes, Hide them in your ass like a normal person.
the dope, not the Bibles.
Yeah, the dog.
Yeah, hide it in your ass like everybody else does in prison. Suitcase that shit. All right, sorry about that. It's already going off the rails. Reggie got some Asha degree update. That's the young lady who disappeared back in the 90s, right?
2000. I think it's 2000.
Right at 2000? Okay, 1999, 2000, right? Yep.
Yeah.
We have a bad wreck, Brunswick County Sheriff, fatal crash. Might just touch on that. We also have a transgender. Let me try to focus.
Easy. We're in jail,
yeah.
YouTube jail over that.
Here we go.
I'm using all legal words. YouTube. Okay, we're just talking about these people. This is what they call themselves: transgender, vegan, cult. That's what we're going to talk about, because these folks are supposedly murdered
We're in trouble.
6 people. So they've been arrested, which is
See
good.
y'all in a few
They're going
weeks.
to put us on lockdown
Yeah.
for sure now.
Yeah, for what?
Well,
Like,
hey, with that being said, we had one of our listeners contact me and say, hey, he says, oh, gosh, I can only imagine what y'all said. I said, go back and listen to it.
Yeah.
And they come back and says, I'm really surprised. Y'all didn't say anything negative at all. And I can't understand why this is happening. Well, they did that. We just said transgender.
It's a censorship.
Censorship at its finest.
Yep. And then the last one is Biden gave us another little present on his way out the door. He released a gentleman by the last name of Pelletier, who literally executed 2 FBI agents, shot him in the head, and killed him. He commuted his sentence before he left, but we didn't find out about it until just recently. Yeah. So he's been gone for a while. Anyway, several things we'll be talking about today, folks. If you want to hang around, great. If you don't, we understand, whatever. But to the important things. Go ahead, Slow.
But leave us on the TV. Just walk out of the room. Don't turn us off.
Yeah. Just leave it on now because it shows that you listen when you're not.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button too while you're at it.
Yeah, right before this sucks, hit like and subscribe.
Then put us in jail.
Yeah.
Like us while you can.
I'm going
on old school.
Standby.
Yeah.
Buffalo Trace for those people on the listen side. So, all right, what's everybody else got?
I've got, and I really got this just to put in my infinity bottle, but I really like it. It's the Wild Turkey 101.
Okay, yeah.
I was impressed.
What proof is that, Dobie?
Oh, it is.
He's having to look. Yeah, it's a good rye bourbon.
He got you on that one.
You got me.
101 proof.
101.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we talked about that in the pre.
It's solid. And the price is good. I mean, I was really impressed with it.
Yeah, we talked about in the pre-podcast meeting that the Russells, with the Master Distillers there, and if you like that, you're gonna like the Russell's Reserve.
I do like Russells.
But everything they do is rye.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm trying something new tonight y'all never seen before, so I'll go in and show it to you right quick. It is Knob Creek Smoked Maple.
Wow.
Wow, there we go. Wait a minute.
I've never seen that one before.
Wait, did you guys hear that? Cha-ching, cha-ching. Yeah, someone's getting fucking paid.
That's where his $1,000.
Oh, really there, Mr. Rooster?
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say that, Slow. I
get backstage tickets,
I bet Rooster sells Knob Creek Smoked Maple.
I bet you, that's why you didn't make any money from Boone's, because they got mad at you.
That's probably right. I am drinking water. I'm on antibiotics, so I'm not going to be drinking any alcohol this week.
Another designated talker.
Yep. But I'm drinking out of my Tactical Squatch Black Rifle coffee mug.
Oh, that's a cool mug, dude.
Oh, that is sweet.
Yep.
Squatch with
the best looking mug you got.
Yeah, it's a Squatch. It looks like with an AR.
Yeah.
You want to kind of deliberate a little bit on why you're taking antibiotics so we don't guess?
Is it that syphilis shit again? Or
Yeah, don't leave it to us. We'll fill in the blanks.
No, it might be fun if y'all filled in the blanks.
Hey, remind me, I have to show you my Black Rifle coffee cup. I got it. It has the one that says.
Scared me. Speaking of syphilis, Rums, I got to show you guys something.
Yeah, I know.
It's got the cup that says "fuck your sensitivity."
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when you flip it upside down, it's that.
That's cool.
Oh really?
And on the other side's a gun.
No, I got an eye infection, and I'm having to put antibiotics in my eye and also take.
Thought you were just winking at us.
When I go like this, everything's blurry. I can't make out shit. So I'm having to.
Was that you or was
You do look a little Chinese tonight.
Yeah. What, Dobie?
No, it's the style, not your bourbon.
No, I ain't drinking bourbon. I wish I was.
That's why you can't have it.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Maybe it's from too much bourbon.
Man,
everything's blurry. I can't understand why. I've been drinking for 3 weeks and everything's blurry.
Yeah.
I've been on a binge.
Cool, all right, Dobby, do you want to rate that 101?
Was real good. I'd give it an 8.5. It's
How much
daily
is it?
drinker.
Wit's price point.
MSRP is like $23, but I think it was like 30, 35.
Damn, that's a fucking buck drink all day long.
Oh yeah.
It's solid. I mean, I wasn't expecting a lot out of it.
A middle shelf bourbon.
Yeah, but the thing about it, it's not a bad price. It's really good, and where can you not go find Wild Turkey?
That's true.
Wild Turkey's everywhere.
I mean, it's going to be there. So
I tell you, David, there is a excellent on YouTube. There's an excellent documentary on the Russells and Wild Turkey. You need to watch. It's about 45 minutes. It's excellent.
But I have Russells in my infinity bottle, and I like Russells. I really do.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
All right, man.
What about you, Slow? Before
too thick in a bottle.
I got some bourbon news. Can I knock it out right fast?
Yeah,
cool?
yeah. It's a bourbon section.
Wait a minute. He's asking the producer.
I was
my
actually
bad,
asking
yeah.
Rocco. It really don't matter what you think.
Oh, way to stick it to him.
Hey, you don't understand. I control. I have the mute buttons over here, brother.
Hey, buddy.
Rod don't have the mute
Hey,
buttons.
I don't know.
I got mute buttons, but I don't know how to use it.
You can mute me, but you can't mute this motherfucker.
That's right. Yeah.
I
Hey,
every time.
and if you ever read the narratives and stuff on our podcast, we'll say enjoy the ride.
Yeah,
The ride.
that's the ride. Yeah.
That's not very nice. Okay. Anyway, bourbon news.
Just in.
Just in, hot off the presses. America's top bourbon award at the 2025 World Whiskeys Award goes to Old Fitzgerald
Don't say-
Bottled in Bond.
Oh, really?
They're
okay.
13. It's a 13-year age statement. The price point is $250 a bottle for a fifth.
That puts a lot of people reach.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But the mash bill is 68% corn, 20% wheat, 12% malted barley.
No rye.
No rye. Believe it or not, that is the same mash bill, they say, as Pappy Van Winkle, Weller, and Larceny bourbons.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's the difference? You think just where
Where they're staged at in the rick houses and
yeah,
stuff.
if it's on the north side, east side,
Yes.
fifth floor, brick house, or a concrete,
Yep.
or a
Yep. That's,
Slows Mountain Trailer.
yep.
yeah. I tell you, all that stuff goes into effect, man. Everything, all that stuff plays into it.
And Old Fitzgerald is a product of Heaven Hill Distillery. It's
Okay.
the name Old Fitzgerald has been bought out several times over the past 70, 80 years. And it's once owned by Julian Van Winkle, Pappy Van Winkle. And so it's been passed around like a cheap suit or a cheap whore.
Like a cheap hooker. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Why she got to be cheap? Why she got to be cheap? You know, Heaven Hills, wasn't that the one that had the major fire one time and lost a bunch of rick
Yeah, I
houses?
think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, they actually had the they had a bottle that was like that survived the fire, and it was limited run. It was super expensive.
Oh, which reminds me, I don't have this written down, but I do know this. But another nod to Jack Daniel's Triple Mash got the Tennessee Whiskey of the Year, just for Tennessee.
Really?
Jack
Okay.
Daniel's Triple Mash.
Triple mash.
That's a
What's
What,
a triple?
what many distillers are in Tennessee?
What's that mean? Triple mash.
well. There's
What's that
Jim
mean?
Beam. There's
George Dickel.
George Dickel. I mean not Jim Beam. George Dickel. There's a couple other ones in there.
Jack Daniels.
Yep. But the triple mashes, I think they use like 3 different mash bills and blend it
Oh, I
together.
got you. That's what it means. I got
Blend
you.
them all together, and it won top dog in Tennessee whiskeys.
Like an infinity bottle for mashes.
Jack Daniel's #1 selling whiskey in the world.
It is.
Oh yeah. Well, it's in all the movies too. Hell, Don Johnson used to drink it in Miami
Yeah,
Vice.
sure did.
Jack and
Yep.
Coke.
Do you know why it's not a bourbon?
I do.
Hound
I
Dog
do.
does.
Filtered through charcoal.
Yeah, exactly right. That's the only thing separates it from a bourbon, makes it a
Hound
whiskey.
Dog told me.
Mm.
Hound Dog told me. That's why. I know.
That's
Hound
what
Dog knows
separates
everything.
whiskey from bourbon. That's it, huh? Filtered through charcoal.
Yeah,
And-
charcoal, you can't have that filtration for it to be a bourbon.
Yep.
Bourbon.
It can have the same everything else except for the filtration. Same mash bill, same all this other age at least
same
2
everything.
years. You know. So there you go. All right, that's all I have.
So you might learn something on this show. We're like Barney,
Yep.
the dinosaur. You're gonna learn something when you watch us.
Yeah, or the Encyclopedia Britannica back in the day.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You open it up, you might learn some shit. Now you
You
Google
might
it.
have to explain that for some of the younger listeners, Rob.
I know, because it went to. Do you remember, just on a side note, I remember doing papers back in the day for
Yeah,
school.
oh, yeah.
And going over to the bookcase and pulling out.
Oh yeah.
There were encyclopedias from A through Z. And I was looking up, whales. I go to W, pull it out, and you look at the book.
Yeah.
That was our lives,
It was.
boys.
Oh
there
yeah.
you
If you're going to a burger port, just there are like 12 books all around you, and you got to sit there and find it in each book, and you got to give.
You got them dog-eared, or you got
Oh,
pieces
yeah.
of paper stuck in there to turn
Note
back, and
cards,
you're
little
looking.
3x5
Yeah,
no cards.
yeah. Now these kids got these things. Just look them up online.
Yep.
Jesus. We had it rough,
did.
but hey, it made us the badasses we are
True.
today.
Very
there
true.
you go. Cool. We ready to get rolling with some?
Let's do,
Chilean
man.
and-
We are 14 minutes into the podcast, and just now getting over the whiskey.
I'm going to screw up the Chilean name. I guess it's
That sounds
Chilean,
good.
Chilean.
Hey, nobody's going to know. We're not going to know.
Yeah, exactly. Our listeners don't know.
Make it up. That's what we do with everything else.
Yeah, make it up as we go.
I don't have that.
No, I just was thinking back in the day, guys, when you're getting into chases with people and stuff, if your radio communications went down, the reason kind of touch it on this one is it appears that, first of all, this Chilean national, he was arrested in Texas after a burglary, and he went on a little bit of a chase with the police, and they understood they had some problems with their communications, all communications, not just radio frequency, their body-worn cameras,
Their
everything.
Cars, they could have affected the unlock button on the cars.
Right. Yep. That too.
Really?
So they were talking to this dude, and of course he admitted he's not a citizen. He's only been in the country for a little while. He's been staying in a hotel, and apparently they discovered he had a jamming device. And they keep calling it a jamming device, but they don't say what it is exactly, like a Samsung 240D radio screw-up or, whatever. But it's some kind of device that actually messed with all the police's electronic devices, from the door unlock buttons in their car all the way up. So I guess because of the key fob, it's electronic. Anything with a frequency, a radio frequency, I guess.
Man, what if military grade, because you don't see a lot of that in
really.
civilian end.
Yeah, exactly. And the body-worn cameras, too.
Mm-hmm.
So
This is my question. Like I said before, who sent him here? Somebody backed him.
And how did he get that device? If he's just a poor Chilean trying to get,
He's connected somehow. Somebody's funding him. Somebody's doing that.
Yeah.
Well, the way this thing works, guys, is it's a radio frequency tracking device that sends a lot of signals, very high intense signals around you. This tech guy said it blocks signals from going from point A to point B. So it's basically just blocks the frequency. So if I'm trying to transmit and get a hold of Reggie, it'll take my radio frequency and I just won't be able to get out. Almost like a dead spot, I guess, guys, when I used to be in the hood sometimes.
Hey, Dobie Dog, check your devices. We just lost him.
Yeah.
Dobie Dog's off the radar, fellas.
Yeah,
Thanks
just got
for
a
listening,
note
Sam.
said he.
There he is.
Oh, there he's
I'm
back.
back.
All right.
Gotcha. All right. You back in, Dobie Dog? You good? Can you hear us? Oh, you said something. We can't hear you. Is everything working okay?
I mean,
Give me a sentence there.
hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
I
you.
guess I can. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Get that big old head out of the. There we go.
All right then.
Anyway, so this is just it's strange again because a poor guy comes across the border, but he's got a radio jamming device that's pretty high tech. I don't know.
Kind of like your show.
Yeah, exactly.
high tech.
High-tech.
Yeah, but you think they come across the border with just a backpack with some clothes, but no, this guy had a pretty high dollar radio jamming device. So
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
I wonder,
man.
I wonder where he got it. Who backed? Like Slow said, who backed him to do that?
yeah.
And I'm wondering if it's a high frequency thing. What if it interrupted the dogs as well? If they're hearing or whatever. When we need Dobie Dog, he's gone. Oh, on the listening side, Dobie Dog has some computer issues, and he just finished from our screen. So that's what we're talking about.
Yep. Just to finish up with this last thing here, if you guys can imagine, as they said in this article, if somebody really wanted to do something besides just burglarize a house, what if I wanted to kill a bunch of police officers?
Yeah.
Have a call, have them all respond to a scene, jam their radio frequencies, and then just do kind of an ambush attack, and they can't get out, they can't get help, they can't get...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And medic, nothing, zero.
Yeah.
And they
We
just...
screwed.
Yeah, so I mean, the reason I'm talking about is just to bring light to it, that this stuff, folks, going around, sometimes you don't think about, but there's people coming across that border who came across who we don't know anything about.
Exactly.
And how this guy has the means of having this kind of device coming from
Yeah,
Chile.
or
right?
the intel on how to use it.
Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
How does he know how to use it? I mean, I guess you could just turn it on and it would work. I don't know because I don't know how to use the fucking thing.
Right,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But so just a little bit scary for law enforcement. These are just different things we come across, and the problem with this type of thing is, if it happens on a regular basis, that's one thing. We can defeat it and find a way to defeat it, right, and work on something. But
Right.
when something just starts happening, people get hurt.
Well,
Because
and the whole point of that thing is, you're right. We're always behind the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
We used to carry revolvers. Bad guys started carrying pistols, so we started carrying pistols. Started carrying bigger ammunition, so we started carrying bigger ammunition,
Right.
and so forth. Yeah, we're always trying to combat them, and always behind them and the technology, and behind them and the weaponry.
Right, and the drugs, because if I
yeah.
remember right, the reason we went to a higher caliber is because when you shoot a guy 35 times with a 38 and he doesn't go down, you got to go to the 45.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? Like,
That's when all that big Miami shooting took place.
Welcome back, Dobie.
yeah. Hey,
Dobie dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like the body armor, the case in L.A., the bank robber,
Yes.
was it
Oh,
bank
yeah.
robbers all the body
Oh,
armor?
yeah.
They just went up and down the street. They didn't even hide behind cars. They just went up
Oh
and
yeah,
down
was
the
that not
street.
something to see
Body armor.
that? Again, YouTube. You can watch the full thing on
that's
YouTube.
good.
45 minutes
That's
long.
really good.
Yeah. And that's the one where the cops had to go to the sports store to get the automatic
The ARs.
weapons,
Commandeer.
the ARs, because they didn't have them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now cars are all equipped with them. Why? Catching up to the freaking
Yeah,
criminals.
you're
man.
right.
They
Why
escalate.
we'll
We got to
never
escalate.
Try to get ahead of them is beyond me.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a question for you, Dobie Dog. In your absence, we talking about this jamming stuff, for jamming all the frequency of the cars and the body cam and stuff. Wonder if that affect the dog's hearing too. Wonder if it's a high frequency type thing.
It's possible. I don't think it would affect. I don't think it would affect them being able to hear. But if it's the right pitch, the right high enough pitch, it could be a thing where it would just hurt the hearing.
I guess that's what I think. It
Yeah,
really
I
hurt the
mean,
ears.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to be the one to test it to find out, but it would be interesting to see how that would work. I mean, how that could affect them. It's very possible.
Well, you got
depends on
dog
what kind of
guru
tech-
friends. Can you maybe try to find out? Call somebody.
I'll call somebody. I might know somebody that
Yeah,
knows
you
somebody.
Dobie Dog for a reason.
That's
I
right.
might know somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So yeah,
Sweet.
but it'll be interesting. Man, I'll look into that. See how that could. See what they think about that.
Yeah, so our law enforcement friends, keep an eye on that, man. Keep heads up on something like that. Hopefully, that's not going to be a thing to come in the future.
Because if you're jamming the door locks and the door pops, you could prevent a dog from getting out to help you. You could prevent officers from even getting in their car. And you can prevent them from getting in the car and you're gone.
And I don't know how particular it is, or if you just hit a button and it fucks everything up around you, or if you can literally, I don't know if it's so specific where I can jam your body camera and not jam your door at the same time, or if it's just a general.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be
screw up
something
everything.
totally different, frequencies
See,
and stuff too,
I
man.
don't know if y'all.
They are on different frequencies. They got to be, or else
yeah.
they'd be hitting each other,
Yeah.
right? There's all different frequencies for everything.
See, I don't know
So I
if
thought same thing.
y'all remember this because it just started happening a year or so before I retired. On the new body cameras, there's a connection between your holster on your sidearm, your pistol, and your holster and your taser. And a lot of these departments, like our department, is interlinked with sheriff's department, county police. So, and it's like 30 yards, I think, 30 meters. If I pull out my gun and Hound Dog's over here and works for the sheriff's department and he's 20 feet away and his body camera's going to cut on too. Yours is going to cut on if you work for the county police. So it could affect
Oh, that's interesting.
all of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
Let's
I
go.
didn't know that.
Yeah, that came about a year or so before I left because they had problems with it within the department because if you're supposed to leave it on and it's buffering. But what was going on was people would go to their locker and my office was about 20 feet from the locker room.
Or the
The
bathroom.
bathroom, and what would happen is somebody would go to put their pistol in their locker because they had, how our lockers are. We had a locker and an internal locker.
Yeah.
And an internal locker was for your pistol, and they would take their pistol out, put it in, go work out. My body camera would just automatically cut on, and they back up 30 seconds.
Right.
And I've done that. Mine cut on and then back up, and I was walking to the locker room, or walking out of the locker room, and because it cut it on and it backed up. And they've even done. I even had it cut on one time when they had a training class because it was in our assembly room down the hall, and I'm like, what the hell?
I've had people, I've had officers back, and again, I've been retired 3 years now, who said they were in a urinal taking a piss, and their body cam pops on because a car goes by running running emergency traffic.
Wow.
And when the emergency traffic's on it, any police in the area with our cameras would automatically go on because of the e-traffic from the car. So it picked it up, and the guy's taking a piss, and his body camera clicks on while he's in the urinal. So
Wow.
I tell you,
Yep.
I guess that's just a safe fail for officers that forget to turn their body cam on.
I think it's a safe fail for people watching.
Yeah.
They want to make sure that you're not turning. They're always thinking of nefarious things, that officers aren't going to do what they're supposed to do. So they want to make sure that if this is e-traffic, you better have your body camera on. It's not you better have it on. We'll make sure you have it on because we're going to make it go on. So if Slow turns his on and us three guys are in the same house clearing the house, ours will go on too. type of thing.
I tell you, when it first came out, the body cams they're attached to the car through a VHS system. You're recording on VHS. How long ago I'm talking about? In the trunk. That a little yellow light in the grill of the police car. So if somebody had a body cam on, you can tell who had theirs on by the yellow light in their car.
And they even
But I tell you, I got a sidebar. I got to tell this, man. Doc Morton, everybody loves Doc Morton. Retired. He done it backwards. He retired and moved up north.
But he's back down here now.
Oh, is he really?
He lives somewhere here on the coast, North
He
Carolina.
learned.
There you go.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Well, of
I
course,
need to
you
keep up more.
He went the wrong way. He found out quick.
Did a U-turn?
I don't even know the
Did a
man.
U-turn?
And I'm not going to use John Kaiser's first name. But Kaiser's he's
tight. John's a good dude. He's a,
oh yeah, we're partners in detectives, and John's 6'7", big tall, slim fellow. And to paint a picture for the guy's bathroom, you got the urinals, and they got like a little half partition. It's open at the bottom, up at the top. You can start an actual conversation while where you're peeing. But him and John Kaiser being 6'7", how's Doc? Doc's kind of short.
5'9", maybe.
Yeah, they're both using the bathroom. Doc peers over the petition. He goes, look at the Kaiser. He goes, huh? I figured it'd be bigger than that.
Todd Anthony did that. Todd Anthony did that to me one time. I was a rookie. I was still in training, and we get ready to go to assembly. I go in there and I don't know Todd. I don't know if y'all Todd. If you know Todd, he is hilarious. He is just one of those guys that's just funny.
He can imitate Benny Hill to the T.
Oh, yeah.
It's so textbook.
Now, Benny Hill, no one will know.
No,
who that
you're
is.
right. Nobody at all.
So
That's a funny
who the
son of a
fuck's Benny
bitch
Hill?
right there, boy.
yeah, it was, yeah.
And I was brand new. I was green. I was still riding with the training officer. And Todd's one of these older guys that have been there forever. I'm a new guy. You don't talk to new guys. Old guys. You just keep your mouth shut and whatnot. So I go to the bathroom and Todd goes,
You
can't plant it with plant the root if you ain't got a root. You can't put a seed if you ain't got a root. And I'm like just green. I'm like, who's this guy? Who's this guy? And Todd and I are good friends to this day, but it was the same kind of thing. I'm like, who is this guy?
Wow.
Damn.
But you bring up a good point, man. Yeah, when you was a rookie, that's the first thing I was told is you don't sit down. All the officers sit down, so you don't get nobody's seat.
That's right.
And they throw the pool.
It wasn't a assigned seat, but everybody had their own seat they sat in. And you don't say anything to nobody until they ask you a question.
Yep.
Those days are over.
They are.
boys.
Yes, sir.
Everybody's entitled now.
Those days are over.
Oh yeah, and you had pool cars and you had share cars, and you go out and I went to pick up the keys of one of the newer pool cars one time, and I had one of the senior officers going, "You can't have that. Take it." Just took it out of my hands.
The senior officer, yeah,
I'm like,
you're right.
okay, yes, sir.
Yeah, back in the day, hell, I don't know what you guys, when I first started, patrol in 95, which is a bit after you guys did. So I know Slow, you guys, and Reggie, you guys know. I had one of those old squarebacks.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The old
Box cars.
convicts. And everybody says, "Oh, hi, you got a squareback rookie." And I'm like, I loved it because the car was all beat to shit, so I could hit shit.
Oh yeah, it's all scratched up. You're exactly
Does
right.
that make sense? Does that make sense? I could back into something and go, fuck it. You don't have to report nothing.
Now these
They
young,
thought they were getting over on me. I don't give a shit. It had that big bench seat in the front that you could lay down in
Oh,
and
yeah.
shit. I mean,
Stretch out on night shift.
and
And being 6'4",
and you know
being
yeah.
6'4", it was great having that big bench
You
seat.
could hear that 4-barrel carburetor kick in.
But you probably had a jet. What's it called? Jet line. What's it called?
Sonic.
Jet bar.
Jet Sonic.
Jet Sonic. Yeah, the bar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Reggie and I, when Hound Dog and I started out, we had the bubble,
Yeah.
the one single light in the middle.
Oh, one in the middle? Oh, that's real bad. Now, I had one of those, but they were two.
Yeah.
One on each side. I did have a car
We
that
we weren't that fancy.
with that
Oh
sound.
yeah, I mean you were spoiled what you were.
Yeah. Yeah. That was fancy for you guys, right?
We had a radio set in the floorboard, and what it had 3 or 4 channels.
Yeah.
Hound Dog.
4. Had 4.
Channel 1 was the dispatch. Channel 2 was
Talk around.
for
Channel 3
detectives.
was dispatch. Channel 4 was mutual aid.
It was detectives. Yeah. No, you missed it. You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all we had. And they paid. Our police department paid the Ford dealership when the Crown Vics came in $150 per car to take the AM/FM radio out.
Yeah.
They didn't want us to listen to the radio, AM/FM radio, thinking that's going to interfere with listen to the police radio. And if you got caught with the transistor radio, you got rowed up.
Really?
Nobody get caught.
Oh yeah.
I listen to radio all the time in my car.
Yeah, I never did
I
get
started
caught
Like
with my
the radio,
transmission.
like the
Well,
radio.
toward
radio.
the end, we did too. When we got they finally wised up and figured it wasn't realized what
When
the
I started with Cleveland County Sheriff's Department, they didn't have all those channels, but everybody had a CB radio. The whole shit.
Yeah,
had
we
a
did
CB
too
radio.
Until some things happen on the interstate.
they took those away from us. All right, we got totally off
We did.
script, man. What's next on the agenda?
That's okay. I want to talk about this lady using the book, the holy book, the Bible, to smuggle heroin. The reason is smuggle heroin into the California prisons, and the reason it's near and dear to my heart. This is in San Diego. You guys know I did 2 years in
San Quentin.
supervision. Yeah, San Quentin. Yeah, I did 2 years basically in jail, watching these guys when I first started with the sheriff's department in '93, because I got denied by the CMPD. Denied me back in '93 because I had a traffic ticket on my license. That's how strict it was back then. Now you can have a damn conviction for misdemeanor larceny. I don't know. It's just really not. It's really not too hard to get on anymore.
Yeah.
But this lady apparently was using Bibles, and she finally got caught. Just long story short, she got caught. 86 months in prison now, so she's locked up now. But she was using the Bibles to smuggle in cocaine into the California prison system. And I guess what it reminds me of is when I used to work in there, the places they would come up with, guys, to hide contraband and
Any orifice.
I mean, not just anything, but just the way that it's like if they would use as much of their knowledge of creativity, right, to smuggle shit in. If they were to use that on the outside to build a business, they'd be multimillionaires, because some of the ways they did things was incredible. In like the heels of your shoe, like pull the heel off, then glue it back on, like just little things. They tape it to their arm. You know, when you pat people down, sometimes you just do the body pat. You know, yeah. But yeah, swallow it, then shit it out later.
So there was, you may not know this guy, Rob, but everybody else go. One of our former sergeants, I know he worked with Hound Dog a lot. Sergeant Norris. He was a vice sergeant, Steve Norris, task force officer and all that stuff. They were I don't know if they were at there or there was another officer at the airport. And there's this guy in line at the airport, and he gets sick as a dog, like deathly ill. And they pull him outside and pull him out of line, and he starts talking to him. He says, I just want to tell you, I swallowed heroin. And one of the balloons is ruptured in my stomach. And he's like deathly about to overdose. His buddy that's with him gets out of line, and he wants to go talk to him too. Like, what's up? I need to talk to you. Well, wait a minute, we're dealing with this. I got something in mind too, and I don't want it to rupture. I'm telling you. So he told on himself because his buddy was about to overdose because the heroin in his stomach was ruptured. FBI, open up! Exactly. But that lady was smuggling in each Bible 28 ounces.
So what, was she
28
like
grams,
cutting
28
out the middle pages or something,
Put it in
glued
the
down her
spine.
pages together? And
She was putting it in the spine. The way she got caught, though, she was driving a stolen car, and she had
what else do you go to prison in?
prior felony convictions. Her car gets picked up on a license plate reader. The system where they checks the license plates going down the interstate, wherever, and they found flagged as a stolen car. It gets stopped. She's got a gun. Prior felony convictions. She get felony charges for the gun, stolen car, and all that stuff. FBI gets the Bibles and finds out later. There's like 28 grams in each of heroin in the Bible, each Bible.
oh wow, you gotta love stupidity.
Yeah, but she's driving a stolen car. If you're going to do stuff like that,
But
drive
and that's the thing. If you're in the smuggling heroin into the California prison system in the spines of Bibles, you don't transport it in a fucking stolen Porsche with a stolen tag. At least change the tag on the Porsche.
Still
it's
another
not-
tag.
I mean, from a car that's not reported stolen.
Just be
that's
legit.
A Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know
Get your-
that. I mean, even the 15-year-old kids that would steal a Honda, they'd steal Honda car number letter A. They'd find Honda car number B parked in somebody's driveway. They take the stolen tag off the car they're in, put it on the car in the driveway that hasn't been reported stolen or tampered with, and take their tag and put it on their car. Then when Rod Farley runs the tag on the car, it's not showing stolen because the people are still sleeping.
And the tag
with
matches
their
the
car
vehicle.
going. Right, and the car matches a Honda. Like, it's just little things that even the kids know. This lady's driving around not just in a Studebaker, in a
Porsche.
freaking Porsche.
Hey, and you guys may remember this. I know Hound Dog probably does, but there's a group out of Charlotte of Asians, and what they do is that they go around Gastonia, Charlotte, and they'll go by and find these Hondas parked at people's houses and apartments and stuff, and like say a silver, I don't know, 2003 Honda, and then they'd booknote that when they want to part or need to steal something for that particular type car, they'd go steal that car. Then they just kept a running knowledge of where all these cars were if they needed parts or steal anything from them.
Sure.
Because they all come back. You know, if you steal a silver Honda and you know, it comes back that tag of silver Honda, but it's another silver Honda you don't know it's a cop.
See, how much does a silver Honda blend in? Your silver cars
And those are
are some of your most common.
Honda Civic's like the number one easiest stealing car there is.
Yeah.
Well, that changes
was.
year to year, but it was, yeah.
Back then it was, yeah.
But now when you started getting into the key, having that little device in it that has to connect with the car before you start it, that stopped a lot of that shit with the Hondas, and then they went to the Hyundais and shit or whatever.
They've got a thing out now that where it's some kind of device, a fob of some kind, that they can take that fob and I guess it can line it up with various vehicles and go through parking lots and open your car and get in it without technically force entry.
Hey, let me tell you something funny. We're in Street Crimes. This is back in mid '90s, and we got off work and we're all going to back, and Marty Smith's out there, and I make a mistake and I get into Marty's car and they're laughing at me like, you know, he's neat. You don't know which car he's in. You know, they're all black and white. They all look alike. Stuck my key in ignition, fired it right up.
Yeah, because some of the Ford keys would match.
Yeah, evidently my car and Marty Smith's car had the same key.
Because the way I understood it, Ford only made so many different patterns. So they could actually they were at some point interchangeable. Because I've had mine do the same thing as somebody else come up and found one. I think it was Sergeant John Jarvis. Mine was locked in there, and he goes in there and has a bunch of spare keys and finds one and opens it.
Well,
Wow.
All right, man. So what we're to now?
I think we're going to go see if Reggie wants to talk about
Asia degree.
Asia
Yeah,
Degrees.
that's
Are
a
you
good
ready,
one.
Reggie?
Yeah,
You
that's a
want
good
to
one.
knock?
Yeah, well, ready whenever y'all are.
Yeah, knock it out, brother.
You guys may remember. I don't know if Dobie was on the podcast then or not, but we extended an invitation to investigators for this little lady, it's cold case homicide, to come on our podcast and talk about it, and they turned us down.
That's
And
okay.
I think somebody told me that, I don't know if this is accurate or not, so this is secondhand information, that our former chief, who works, Adams, who works cold cases, was helping out with that because he works cold cases up there now.
Yeah,
That would be true.
Yeah. That would be true.
No, I'm saying who turned us down though.
So, Asia degree, in the year 2000, she went missing up in Cleveland County, North Carolina, outside of Shelby. This is a picture of Asia then on right here. Oh crap! Right here's Asia.
So for our audio side is you're holding up
Yeah.
your phone, showing some pictures of
And this
this
right
young
here
lady.
is what she could possibly look like now. She is still
Aged
aged
in
in
hands.
hands. Yes,
Right.
that she
She'll
is
be how old?
30,
2000 plus 25.
Yeah, 30, 32,
Mid-30s?
33 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, not when she went missing.
Yeah, now that's what it should be. But anyway, anytime there's any kind of a update on this, we find out. Luckily, my wife Bobby, she found this and sent it to me. They are evidently has come in some new information on it, and there's a man that says he heard a girl admit fault in the Asia degree case. Admit fault by saying that she killed Asia degree.
No shit.
I apologize. My eyes are not working really well tonight. I'm not drunk. I wish I was. But the guy says that he goes to house parties and goes to bars and hangs out and at some point in time, he was hanging out with two girls from that area, Lizzie Foster and a Sarah Dedman. And they would have been 16 or 17 years old at the time in 2000. So you're quite a bit older now. But he says that he was at a party, and he heard Foster, which is now known as which one? Lizzie Foster. He heard her say that I killed Asia Degree.
Well, you know, the Deadman name
is synonymous in Cleveland County. Sure is.
And especially that part of the Falston area, the northern part, because there's Deadman's Cell Barn. There's a lot of Deadmans in that area. It's a common name in that area.
The guy that's talking about this, the man reported that Deadman, then he became stern with Deadman, or stern to Foster, and said, "Shut the fuck up." He said the man told investigators that Deadman's behavior caught him off guard that night, since he had normally seen her all calm and nice. Later, the man told investigators that he was confident in his memory, and he was 100% positive that these moments actually happened. The conversation did. Come to find out that they asked him to submit to a lie detector test, polygraph. That's what I was trying to get. Polygraph test, and it come back that he was not lying. But unfortunately, in North Carolina, polygraphs are not admissible in court. So that's one hurdle that they're going to have.
They're admissible in IA.
You would know.
I have never failed a polygraph test. Thank you.
But
that test,
they are right now. You know, back in 2024, they did some search warrants on the Deadman residence and actually found Asia's book bag. I think, and they were trying to link DNA to the book bag, if I'm not mistaken, if I can see that correctly.
Yeah, I'm reading through this for you, too.
Hey, you sent a book bag? I thought the book bag was found in an outbuilding somewhere.
On the property that they owned, or
that was somewhere in the Kings Mountain area, if I'm not mistaken.
Property they either owned or had dealings with.
When you say they, who owned it?
The Deadmans.
The
Deadmans.
Okay, all right, good. So so it links them to them.
Right.
Here it is. Months after Degree went missing, her backpack was discovered in Burke County, more than 30 miles from where she was reportedly seen. The girl's belongings were wrapped in two sealed black plastic garbage bags and were found on Highway 18 near Morganton. Court documents stored in two of the items in the backpack returned evidentiary results linking DNA to Anna Lee Deadman Ramirez and a man named Russell Underhill. Deadman Ramirez was 13 years old when Degree went missing in 2000.
Yeah. But in this article, this is straight off of WBTV.com, so anybody can go on and look this, and it goes into more detail. It gives dates and different instances like that.
I remember those search warrants come out when they did those search warrants. It hadn't been that long ago.
No, February 13th, authorities seized cell phones from Lizzie Foster, Deadman, Capel, and Roy Deadman. Before seizing the phones last week, the law enforcement got a search warrant for Foster's iCloud account. In October 2024, they reviewed several iMessages and included conversations of interest in the February search. See, everybody, we all know this, but folks, when you start getting, iCloud information, and then all of a sudden you end up getting a search warrant allowed by a judge, that means something was said in those conversations that led the judge to have probable cause type shit. Yeah, you need to go ahead and investigate this.
Yep.
So they might be getting close.
Yeah.
And y'all know as well as I do that if the judge gives probable cause on that, he's not just going to do that willy-nilly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The details of the search warrant. Yeah. They focus particularly on the Foster's conversations with Deadman Capel. You know, I remember Goodfellas.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, the mafia movie guys?
Yeah.
Remember when De Niro was in the booth at having a muffin with Ray Liotta, who was across from him, and they were under that heat, and he goes, "Now you know why I told you never to talk on the phone?
Yeah.
You know what I'm telling you, don't talk on the phone." And his fucking his head was all wrinkled up. You know why I told you?
Man, you kind of look like him now.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I could do it.
I kind of leaned back in my seat, kind of scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
Are you going to move to Canada with him?
You see, I think we could beat the case, but you see why I told you to talk on the phone. Anyway, that folks, you talk on the phone.
Yeah.
You never know who's listening.
Yeah.
Not like I'm trying to get people to get ready.
Unlike
to
our
cry,
podcast, we know there are like 3 people listening.
No, we're just throwing it out there. We have microphones.
But here's
Hell,
another-
we're shouting it from the rooftop.
Oh yeah,
Another thing, when you start putting it in text and you think you delete it, that shit never goes away.
it never goes away. You're
Never
right.
goes away.
Oh, and what gets me now? There's the reward rather, has been up. I think it's $45,000 for any information that leads into the arrest and conviction of.
Well, I'm here to tell you right now. You better hope one of y'all 3 didn't do it, and I find out.
Hey, here's something
I
interesting,
love
guys.
you, but $45,000.
Yeah. Here's something interesting, guys. They have some of the text conversations here. The news has printed. Would you like to hear a couple of them?
Yeah, I hadn't.
September 10th, 1024, Deadman Capel Foster, quote, "They think it's our shirt. It's not her shirt. Deadman Capel Foster, her mom said it wasn't hers. Deadman Capel to Foster, I don't remember that shirt. I'm scared, though. Dad is probably going to be a huge suspect." September 11th, 2024, one Deadman to the Foster, "Lizzie, you don't need to be talking to anyone. I'm at the lawyer's office now." Ramirez to Foster, "They advise we should all not talk to them." Deadman Foster to the other Foster, "Without representation." September 11th, 2024, Foster to ex-husband, "This is going to get nothing but worse." Same guy, "I'm talking to my doctor at 5 to get something for my nerves." Ex-husband again, "I'm just worried, so worried. I mean, it's a nightmare that things are going to get worse. I can see nothing but good happening anytime soon, and I'm an optimist. Oh no, I hate it for y'all. There's no way this is going to be okay." And it goes on, guys. I mean, it would go on. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm looking at.
there's a lot of it.
So,
No.
yep.
Are you saying that's what the search warrant was based off of?
The iCloud account,
account.
them texting and talking back and forth. This is what they're saying to each other.
And if
Yeah.
the media can
and this
get
is what
this,
led to the search warrants.
the media got this.
The media has this. There's freedom of information, is what I'm guessing they use.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And you can apply for that to get this kind of information because the press is entitled to certain things. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of times that hurts an investigation.
It could. I can see where it could hurt it.
Yeah, but this is 25 fucking years old. So something's got to
yeah,
give.
something has to.
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
You're right.
You got to put it out there.
You're right.
You got to put it out there. The family needs some closure. And so basically, guys, what this is telling me though, and Reggie, you read a little bit of the article. They think she's dead.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
some people still holding out hope she's alive.
Yeah.
But according to this conversation these people are having, they're getting the gist that if these are the folks that were involved with her disappearance, she's dead.
Oh, she's
she
dead.
died. She died back
well,
in
her
2000.
her first comment that I read was, "I killed Asia Degree."
Right. Yeah.
So
Which one made that comment?
let's see. Said at one point Foster. So it was Lizzie Foster made that comment.
And how old is she now? How old is
She was 16 at the time, so she's whatever 40,
41.
So, if I'm not mistaken, when that happened, I was with GPD. I was with the Gasoline Police Department. And I was still reserved with the Sheriff's Department because I left there in 98. And I've lived in Cleveland County, until I came here for years. And if I remember correctly, there was the night she left, that she went missing, was a real rainy
Asia Degree.
night.
Yeah.
Huh? Asia. When Asia went missing, it was a very rainy night.
Yes.
It was.
If I remember correctly, and this is just Dovey Dog's theory, that she was out there walking and they hit her
By a car.
by the car.
Yeah.
And they
Well, that's funny
tried to
because
hide it.
there's a car connection here as I scroll down past the text messages, and it says authorities believe Degree was pulled into a 1970 era's green vehicle on the night she went missing. Now, if they hit her with a car and then pulled her into the car like Dobie thought, it's a possibility. But in 2016, the FBI were looking for a 1970 era's green Ford Thunderbird or Lincoln Mark IV, at least one older green vehicle, an AMC Rambler. Boy, that's an
Oh,
old
it
fuck.
is.
You remember
Sure
that?
is.
one? I remember
You
that.
might have to describe that one right.
Yeah, it sounds just like it is. It was like a big old, it was like a tanky-looking squirty thing. Was seized from a property belonging to Roy Deadman. Again, the Deadman name in September of 2024. That's 24 years later,
yeah.
guys. They're seizing a freaking Rambler. They say the seized vehicle has very similar features to the vehicle wanted in connection with Degree's disappearance. And again, it has to do with the Deadman.
What
So,
kind of trace evidence can you get after 24 years later?
As far
telling
as the DNA has advanced that we have now, compared to then, I'm sure you could probably get
I
something.
think if it was
Still,
especially
still,
if it's
still
on the
pull
inside.
blood from it.
Dude,
Yeah.
slow. They dig people out of the damn ground who've been buried for 20 years. and they pull
Especially
the
I saw a
inside
thing
out
on TV the
somehow.
other day where they actually got, there's a murder case. They thought the guy that got killed, his wallet was missing. They cut his back pocket out, the dead guy's back pocket out, sent it off for DNA testing, come back with skin cells from the actual suspect that killed the guy.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, they can
Especially
still
if
do
it's-
that stuff nowadays.
If she was pulled into the car and that car is sealed up,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be nearly as affected by the elements. So I would think so.
I would say they could probably get some type of DNA results off the car.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's hard to get by on stuff these days, guys.
Oh,
So if y'all plotting to kill me, remember that.
Hey, but we're all cops. We all know homicide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know homicide investigators. They know how to do
I'm
shit.
going to send you a life insurance policy. You just sign it and send it back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, when something happens to you,
But
See,
anytime,
if I go missing on the mounds, they'll blame Bigfoot.
but anytime anything like this comes up with this age degree case, we will, share our thoughts and opinions on it.
that's
it's-
good
it's-
because I mean I was I helped a little bit. I mean as far as random searching because it's come back in reserve. I didn't really do anything major. Can't claim it, but just was around helping search and
Yeah, and it mentioned John Kaiser's name earlier.
yeah, he was.
The bathroom stall thing. Yeah, he was with the SBI, State Bureau of Investigation for North Carolina, and helped and was involved in that case as well.
Yeah, and he was with the, if I'm not mistaken, in 2000, he may have still been with the Sheriff's Department because he went to Sheriff's Department in Gastonia, then SBI. Now he works for Gaston County Police. And so he was probably involved in it in several different ways.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, when I first tried to get someone on the podcast to come on and talk about this, he was my go-to guy. Then he hooked me up with the person who's actually handling the case at the time, and I called that person. They said, "Nah, we don't do podcasts."
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
I can see that.
but with all this going on, they already had their thumb on the pulse of what's going on. Maybe they're like, we don't need to at this point.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just never know.
Yeah.
But that
But you would
would
think.
be that if they would crack that case, just have being a resident of that county and semi on the outskirts of it.
Hey, but I'm telling you, I'm grateful though that they're still they didn't let it
Right.
go.
Exactly.
Right.
They didn't drop it, didn't leave it alone.
Right. And
They're staying on it.
I know that would be a big relief to that community because that has been a big thing for years. And,
And you know what the most agonizing thing is? Somebody knows what happened to her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's only been 20 years. They're probably still alive, but
Yep.
it's just, man, you just think after 30 years, at some point, maybe a deathbed confession
Yeah,
or
you would
something.
think.
Or
have some kind of
or
conscience.
somebody would have a come to Jesus moment.
Yeah.
And say, I know what happened to that little girl. All of a sudden you see some 80-year-old guy saying, yeah. I heard
Or
what
somebody
it
got
was.
pissed off over all these years.
Yeah.
that's what I agree with Sloan. I mean that something like that. Somebody have a beef with somebody and just say I'm gonna snitch.
Well, not only that, but think about the tip lines, guys. Just drop a fucking
Yeah.
dime.
That's all you got to do.
Anonymous.
Anonymously. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so easy
Hey,
to
this
do
is what
nowadays.
happened. They fucking ran her over with a car. They dragged her in. They buried her out on a
Yeah.
farm. That's all you got to do. And somebody
Oh,
knows.
Evidently.
It just sounds like with the conversations that we kind of just read over in this article,
Somebody
they
knows.
sound suspicious as
Yeah.
hell. They
Especially
sound
you get
suspicious
some
as
of those
hell.
people. They get something like this guy.
I'm not saying they killed her, but they sound suspicious.
Yeah.
like the one guy that was talking to him, told him shut up.
Mm-hmm.
They had a bar, a party, somebody get drinking.
Yep.
Yep. All right. 6.5 minutes left. You guys want to? There's a couple other ones here that might go long, but I'd like to touch on the pardoning of Biden's pardoning. Can we touch on that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a travesty when law enforcement officers don't get the respect, and get murdered in the line of duty, and then after a few years go by, you forgive and forget the guy who did it. Like, how does that happen? Not just
Yeah,
one,
how can you do
Yeah.
that?
but two. Yeah, I tell you how. If you're fucking Joe Biden, it's ridiculous. I don't care how old you are. You should die in prison. Why? Because those guys died 30 years ago. After anyway, guy's name is Leonard Peltier, Peltier. He was released after Biden commuted a life sentence for FBI executions, plural executions. This guy was a far-left American Indian activist convicted of executing 2 FBI agents, was released from Florida prison Tuesday thanks to Joe Biden's commutation. My whole issue, guys, is just that, at the time when he killed the 2 FBI agents, everybody was all on board. Yeah, life. I would have been death penalty.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, me too.
But
I agree.
life without the possibility of parole. Well, that's what the fuck it should be.
Yeah.
Like, why do people get soft after 30 years? Because they see an old, frail guy? Who cares?
I think they saw an old frail guy for sure. He's sitting in the damn White House at the time.
That too. Yeah. One old frail guy to
Yeah.
another. Hey, you look like you've done enough I think he's probably harmless now.
Yeah.
He probably is. I don't know. Who
And
knows?
Biden had the FBI in his back pocket during his whole administration. Then he goes back and just screws over them with doing
And
that.
that's why we're just hearing about it now. Because the FBI was doing his dirty business for the last 4 years, right? And now all of a sudden, this story just came out. How come we didn't know about this commutation, guys?
Yeah.
It just came out.
Of course, he had him in the back pocket. He let him try to get assassinated.
Yep. Well, he didn't want to make an enemy of the FBI because he has his own dirty laundry. Even though he could pardon himself, but you know what I'm saying, he has his own dirty.
Yeah, and this crime happened in 1975. This is a long ass time ago.
Oh yeah.
But here's my thing too. Kind of going on that. Why did he pick this random case from 40, 50 years ago?
Oh no, Joe Biden doesn't pick any cases. It's his people around
Yeah,
him,
but why
and they just say
this was
sign
that
here.
long- That long ago, whose radar was it on?
Yep. I just see American Indian activists, and I see people going, "Oh, it was a good cause," or people today can just identify with these activists
Yep.
today who are on the
That's exactly
Biden's
right.
administration.
Exactly right.
They're all
Yep.
activists.
True.
Yeah,
True.
some might look at this guy like a hero, Dobie, because
Correct.
he killed 2 FBI agents. You
Correct.
never know. That's the sickness. But
You're
this
right.
guy apparently commuted the sentence of a monster who shot 2 defenseless FBI agents, which leads me to believe it wasn't a shootout. I didn't read the whole story yet. It wasn't a shootout. It was more like a on your knees and shot him type thing. He totally at the guy's mercy. And he's also kind of connected to some other murders, directly or indirectly, because he was an activist and he was a violent activist. And if you're going to kill 2 FBI agents, guys, guess who else you'll kill? Anybody else on the damn planet.
Oh,
You
you're
wouldn't
right.
even hesitate. Just like cop killers, if you're going to kill a cop,
It's like the one
you'll
that
kill
killed
anybody.
the Shelby officer, Timber King. I won't go too much
Okay.
down that hole, but we saw him in jail, and he was, no doubt in my mind, that fucker gets out, he's doing it again.
I read on a little bit in this article there, and it says that that this does not change Petlier's guilt. He just released him from prison. It's not saying he's not guilty anymore.
Oh no, it's community sentence.
Yeah, just release him.
He just did away.
Yeah,
with
you're
it.
good, man.
Yeah.
Go. You just killed 2 people. 2
Yeah.
FBI's. Yeah,
Oh,
go
yeah,
ahead.
no, he killed. No, we know he killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not saying he didn't kill him. We're just letting
Yeah, let's let him
him
go.
Yeah, you served enough time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he served enough time. Yeah. Oh, the guys are still dead though.
Yeah, the
You know,
2
we can't-
FBI agents are still
Their
dead.
kids don't have their
Yeah,
dad.
Right.
I haven't had him for 30
Yeah.
years, 40 years.
Grew up
Right.
without their dad.
Yep. Hell, 50 years.
Yeah.
75 to 25.
Yeah, 50 years.
Yeah, 50 freaking years the guy's been dead. Now all of a sudden this guy gets to breathe fresh air for a little bit. I don't care if he's in ill health. I don't care if he's 80. He gets to go outside and put the sun on his face, go have an ice cream. I mean, that's bullshit.
Yeah, life in prison is life in prison.
Yeah, and people get soft, and it's just ridiculous. He's harmless now. Well, he wasn't back then. He killed
Yeah.
him. I don't know.
You reap
It just
what you sow.
it gripes me.
He's harmless now. So what is the average trigger pull? 5 pounds of pressure?
Yep. And the agents, guys, just to to honor them, Jack Kohler, Coler, and Ronald Williams.
Yeah.
Gave their lives back then and for the nation and families, and continue to bear a heavy burden of their sacrifice. The loss of the heroes is felt as deeply today within the FBI family as it was 75 years ago. It's an insult.
Yeah.
It's an
It is.
insult.
To
my
any
opinion.
law enforcement or law enforcement community or family.
Especially it's federal government. It's the president of the United States. That's his. I mean, give me a break, dude. It's like me letting somebody go that hurt one of you
Yeah.
guys. It's a slap in the fucking
Yeah.
face.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
So Joe Biden, you kiss me. I'm so glad he's gone. I'm
Me
so
too.
glad he's gone. Anyway, but I believe the guy deserves to be executed.
I do
So
too.
that's what should have happened in 1975. But that's it. Looks like we're at a 1 hour slow. Producer, you wanna take this over?
Easy. Who's producing here?
I've just got to stay on top of you. You're getting a little bit older now. You get a little memory
Hey,
lapses. here.
yeah.
We got a good commentary going. I thought we'd just let it roll for a little bit.
He's got his
Okay.
Social Security pay upgraded.
Yeah.
That's right.
And Elon's protecting your funds. He's finding a lot of fraud. Did you see how many 130-year-olds
No,
are
no,
collecting
no,
Social Security?
no. That's a young one.
Yeah.
That's
Y'all
a
not talking about me,
young
right?
one.
That's a young one.
We're not talking about you.
The one that
a
got
teenager.
me, man, was the 360-year-old that's still collecting Social Security. What the hell?
And all the left can keep yelling about is stop looking at our stuff. It's like,
What was he?
Hey,
What
so
he found
listen,
so far is $4 billion in fraud.
trillion.
$4 trillion.
Yeah.
With a T. With the boxes that have doesn't say where the money went. It just goes. So in other words, 39 billion to blank.
So there was
42 trillion to blank.
Hey, well, if you find that piece of paper, write in this podcast, please,
Exactly.
to Bourbon and Badges.
Exactly. It's like me saying, I saw who broke into your house, Slow, and stole all your money. And then Dobie says, just shut up, Rod. No one wants to hear from you. Just shut up. How dare you look at Slow's house? He has the right to privacy. I saw the guy who stole his shit. Shut up, fucker. I'm going to go to court and have you fucking make a judge stop you.
I'm getting a gag order on you. Shut up.
Exactly. Shut up. Stop finding out these things.
Yeah.
That's why, guys, and this is a little political hole. We just got a minute. That's why whenever there was a Democrat president or a Republican president in office, everything stayed the same because no matter who was in office until Trump, everybody got paid still.
Yeah.
Everybody got paid. It didn't matter who was in office. They fight on camera, play golf off camera, right? And now the reason everybody's pissed is because Trump is putting sunlight, which we know is the best disinfectant, on all this fraud and waste and why we're in $36 trillion debt. This is
And
why.
most of our politicians make, what, about $150,000 a year to go in and come out millionaires?
And they're all multimillionaires. Do you know, guys, there's an app that I was thinking about pulling up because I do a little stock market shit, with stocks. There's an app that you can have that you can follow and make the same stock trades as your politicians. It's an app. And Nancy Pelosi, if you were to follow Nancy Pelosi's stock tips, she's required to tell about a stock trade within 45 days of doing it. So today she does it. Within 45 days, she has to disclose, I went ahead and invested in Bourbon and Badges, the podcast, right? Then it comes out. Then you can do the same exact thing she did and invest in that company. And do you know you would have a 30% success rate? That's her. It's better than Warren Buffett.
Wow.
Nancy Pelosi's stock choices are better than Warren Buffett. Why? Because she's on these fucking committees that get to do these contracts.
His voice is going up.
Yeah, if I know this, here comes a rant. You want to
There's the
rant,
vein.
hound dog? Here
There's
comes
the
a
vein
rant.
in his forehead.
Yeah, if I know Grumman's making F-14 Tomcats, and they're going to get the contract. Oh, Grumman, invest in Grumman.
Oh, yeah.
45 days later, you find out, and of course it's going to go up. The stock's going to go up because the government got the contract, but no one knows. She knows it's coming, but you don't.
Exactly right.
Isn't that something like insider trading?
You would think.
And guess who's sending Elon to look into this?
Donald Trump.
And that's why they're trying to stop him.
Oh, yeah. They're screaming.
They are so afraid he's going to take what they have.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. No, he's not going.
He's doing it.
He will.
He's doing it.
He will. He's doing it. He's shutting it down. USAID was the biggest frauding, money wasting thing in this country, and he just shut that fucker down. And now all they can say is, kids are going to starve. It's always mass hysteria. Kids will starve in Africa. And there are some good policies USAID did. I mean, they fed King.
Hey, well, the way I say is this: United States first. Africa can worry about feeding their kids. We'll feed ours.
Yep.
I agree.
My whole saying is America first, everybody else is a distant second. Period. If we don't it's like the mask in the airplane, guys. Mask falls down, put it on your damn face first before you put it on your kid's face. Because if you go out, the kid's going to go out.
Yeah.
You have to take care of yourself first.
It's like
we have to take care of us first.
It's like the whole thing.
Hey, there you
like,
go.
you remember used to talk about, like when you're going to a call and you're running code priority, you can't help anybody if you don't get there.
Exactly
Take
right.
care of yourself before you can help anybody.
All right, guys. Speaking of helping somebody, let's help ourselves. Any last comments on the whiskey you're drinking tonight?
Like it, definitely buy it again.
Buffalo Trace is awesome. That's just
Buffalo Trace is a go-to staple. So you talking about the
Wild Turkey.
Wild Turkey 101?
Now, it's not, to me, it's not as good as Eagles Rare Buffalo Trace, but
You gave it an 8, though.
It's
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, but
it's
you talk
really
about two
good.
totally different taste profiles too.
But
That's
here's the
subject
thing.
to taste. If he likes it, he likes it.
$30 a bottle that I can get.
Yeah, but Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace is a woody, leathery bourbon, and
That's why I'm getting the tasty.
Wild Turkey 101 is a spicy, peppery bourbon.
Yeah,
You like them both?
I like both.
Cool.
Yeah,
But here's the thing: I can go get this pretty much anytime I want to get it.
Yeah,
you're right.
for
Now,
sure.
if
Knob Creek Smoke Maple, same way.
If Eagles Rare and Buffalo Trace was like that, yeah, different story, different ballgame.
Well, I'll tell you, going back to the smoked maple, I know Hound Dog calls it a toothache in a bottle. It is sweet. You get the good and smoky, the barrel, the leathery up front of the Knob Creek, and the smoked maple on the end is really mapley.
And the
I like it. I had a good meal today just prior to the
Endorsement
podcast, and I like it as a dessert drink.
endorsement check.
There you go. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
I bet they have that at the
As I
Rooster.
hold the bottle up for our non-viewing side.
Don't you think so, Rod?
What's
I bet
that,
they
son?
have that smoked maple at the Rooster.
Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah,
check.
you have homework there, Rodney. You need to find that out.
We need to put those two together: smoked maple and the rooster.
You need to talk to
together.
Rooster and call it
Unbeatable.
the slow ride drink.
Yeah.
You been on a slow ride tonight? Then that's the pour.
Cool.
Man.
All right, guys, enjoyed it.
Yep.
Any last shout outs, man? Any Without Boys, anything like that you want to give up to?
One quick thing we didn't get touch on, but Hound Dog sent out the thing about, was it Brunswick County?
Oh yeah. Right. Let me pull that up right
Shout out
quick.
Brunswick County. That officer wreck fatality.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, we had a bunch of things we didn't get to tonight. We down a couple rabbit holes that wasn't on the script.
But also, Huntsville PD had an officer involved in a wreck. Not a fatality, pretty serious, banged up pretty good, but he's okay. But just shout out to them and
I'm gonna get my glass go. I think we need to touch on this right quick. In Brunswick County,
All right, while you do that, man, I'm gonna tell you. Do you guys have any idea how many wrecks you guys involved in as law enforcement? I had 11. 2 are my fault. The rest weren't, but I was involved in 11 wrecks in a
5.
black and white police car.
5.
that's somewhere along that same lines.
I have 0. No.
We gotta get out of the office
Good.
first.
You're a captain. You rode the pond, man. You're in a leather chair and a
You asked the question. I answered it.
air
In my
conditioner in
30th
summer,
career,
heat in the winter.
That's impressive.
It's hard to have an accident in my chair in the office. So this is not
I'm
gonna
impressed, Rod. That's pretty impressive.
Okay, so Brunswick County Deputy Nathan Kai was traveling north on US 17 here in Brunswick County on the coast of North Carolina. I think he was going to assist another deputy who was in a pursuit, and when he came up on a certain intersection, he blew through the intersection. Not sure if he slowed down any or not, but he ended up T-boning a lady in another car who unfortunately lost her life in this accident. And it says in here that he had a siren on, so I'm assuming that he probably had his lights on as well. But that's still no reason for somebody to lose their life. The lady's name is Cora Cardetti. Cardetti. And she's 39 years old, I think.
Oh man.
So
Yeah, thoughts, prayers got to her
thoughts, prayers
family.
Absolutely got to her family, and also the officer, because he's going to be put through the damn ringer.
Well, he's got to live with it too.
He's got to
killed
live
somebody.
with the fact that he was involved in a fatal accident. But anyway, thoughts and prayers go out
Trying
to
to
both.
help and do his job,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's this collateral damage is crazy. It's just, and people say the whole thing about should you chase, should you not chase, and I understand it, but I would go back to whoever we were chasing. I would love to link whatever happens during that chase to the person who initiates it. The bad guy should be also charged. I think with the death of the lady, because it's the reason
absolutely.
this was happened is because of
Yeah.
him. That's how you stop these things. That's how you stop them.
But our liberal government won't do it.
No. And we cannot not go after people, folks. So we're just going to let them get away. They can live to kill another day. Can't do
Yeah,
it.
you're right.
Shout out to them, everybody involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Guys, enjoyed it.
All right,
Till
guys,
next
appreciate it, man. This has been a Studio 7 production, the voice of uncommon people. We forgot to say at the first part of the podcast, but that's what we are.
That's what we
And as
want.
always, let's
We drink responsibly.
Let's drink about it.
Go ahead.
Let's
Yeah.
drink about it.
Yeah, we
Damn
drink.
it. I'm drinking
We drink
water.
responsibly. We always drink at home, so we do not advocate drinking and driving. You drive, we'll drink.
I like that.
There you go.
We'll have one for you.